Hello, StarCraft fans. This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between ByuN and Kelazhur on Frost, the latter edition. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Speak Now. And in the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Kelazhur. Alright, so two amazing players here for you today. A Terran versus Terran. Haven't had one of these in a while. Got some requests for it, so I figured I would toss one up on the channel. You may have noticed this is something of an NPR cast. If you're not familiar, NPR stands for National Public Radio, which is a radio station and conglomerate in America that is federally funded. And most of the hosts talk like this. It's very soft, it's very soothing. They don't usually get excited about anything. And the reason this is an NPR cast is because I lost my voice a couple of days ago. Haven't been able to cast at all. So thank goodness for my buffer. I was able to allow the casts I had done previously to just post as they were scheduled, and nobody really noticed a thing. But my higher ranges, like my exciting loud voice type casting style, is gone. Like if I try to do that, I just start coughing. It's not even understandable. I have to stay down here in these lower voice registers in order to cast at all. So if you remember, I mean, this was probably earlier this year or last year, me and Heartless talked about doing an NPR cast together and never really happened. So I figured maybe we can do a single NPR cast for the next couple of casts anyway. I'm going to do two here for today. These will post, I believe, on Wednesday is when you'll get a hold of those. And then I'll try tomorrow and see if we're back into better things. But I did get some drugs from the doctor to help me with this, and I should recover here in the next couple of days. But hopefully you won't have to miss any casts at all, because at the very least, I have this NPR voice. Alright, so TVT here for you. This is on patch 3.8. Haven't seen one of these on 3.8 yet, so we'll have to see if this has changed the meta at all, if we see more Cyclones. Both players just going basically for... There is a Reaper, although, on the way here for ByuN. The Reaper does pop out and catch the scouting SCV. SCV gets a nice scout, but does get murdered in its face. And, oh, Reaper name list. All that talking made me forget about a Reaper name list. So let's go ahead and pull that guy up. It's been a couple days. And his name... Oh, I know you're in here somewhere. There you are. This is Reaper Jackson, Michael. As the Zerg starts to swarm, he gears up to remind them who was the real king of pop grenades. So Reaper Jackson here is here to throw down his pop grenades on his opponent and try to go ahead and blow up his a rival within the Terran army. Gonna try to move around here, gets a nice scout off. Can't really deal with 3 Marines, unfortunately for him, but he can if he gets some nice KD8 charges down. Trying to get one of these SCVs. Maybe could have gotten that one. The Marines are attacking. Oh, the Marines got him. The Marines got him before he could hop down here. Another Reaper and a Hellion show up here for ByuN. So getting some nice aggression off. Wouldn't mind positioning nice here by Kelazhur on the bottom right side of his main base and basically holding map control. Now for this point is ByuN. I don't know if Kelazhur wants to move out at this point. He is getting a Cyclone though. So he's getting that upgraded Cyclone. A Banshee, on the other hand, is what we're getting here from our blue Terran player, ByuN, who goes by Speak Now sometimes. Both players are actually getting Cloak for Banshees right now. So Cloak Banshee could be featured fairly heavily here in the early stages of the map. Actually bringing his Hellion and his Reaper all the way back home is ByuN, and here comes a drop. Here comes a drop of 5 Marines and a Widowmine. Ready for it is ByuN, though. He recognized what was happening there. He knew there was a drop coming, and Widowmine dropping here in the natural base. Can't quite kill it before it burrows. KD at charge and does knock everybody back, though. And again, Widowmine trying to burrow itself into a place where it can't get this SCV. Nicely done. Nice pickup there by Kelazhur, delaying the construction on that base, and no detection available for ByuN at this point. Does he have enough for a scan? He does, just now, just barely, but can he get in range there? He's trying to burn it down using the splash damage ability, and yes, he does get it. Well done. Well done. Cyclone here with incredible DPS, even though not necessarily that great against light, is still a lot of damage. And using that lock-on ability against the medevac as to chase it away there. So lock-on is confined only to air units now. As we know, has the ability to increase the Cyclone's lock-on ability by, just hitting whole attack range by 2. We'll see if that comes up at all, but did slow down the construction of the expansion there by ByuN. Kelazhur is a little bit behind as well. Cloak Banshee has shown up for ByuN. Kelazhur a little bit slow on the pull, but does manage to get out of there before too many of his SCVs have died. Does he have a scan available? He does not have a scan available. Oh no. Oh no, this Banshee is picking up some very, very nice, delicious, juicy SCV kills. 7, 8 kills. ByuN just going to town on this economy, trying to kill Marines as well. So when the scan does come up, there's not going to be enough, and that is it. A GG from Kelazhur. So Kelazhur is defeated, and ByuN is victorious here in our game. So that was a little quick one. It's going to be a sneaky twofer for you today. So we'll pull up another TVT for those of you who are a fan of this matchup. For those of you who don't like TVT, didn't watch this, and don't know they're missing anything. So I'll be right back with our game number 2. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game 2 of our sneaky twofer TVT today on this Wednesday. This is going to be a game between BeastieQT and Marine Lord here on Frozen Temple. In the top left side of the map, we have the Aquamarine Terran player. It is BeastieQT from My Insanity. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Marine Lord from Team Millennium. So here we have an amazing TVT to follow up the one between BeastieQT and... to follow up the one between ByuN and Kelazhur, where unfortunately Kelazhur does not quite prepare for that Banshee harass, that cloaked Banshee attack, even though that's what he was going for. I'm really confused what to happen there exactly from our friend Kelazhur. Maybe got a little bit too happy about delaying that expansion vibe by ByuN. It didn't really account for all possibilities. So I've got 2 names available on our Reaper list. If we need those, we'll go ahead and be able to use them. Actually, 3 names available here. I need to get some more off of the website, but both players are going for Iraq's first. Both are walling off at the top here on Frozen Temple. This is on patch 3.8. And is Frozen Temple still in the patch 3.8 map rotation? I suppose it might be. I thought they maybe got rid of it when they did the balance upgrade, but nope, both players are scouting with SCVs. And both players getting 1 gas. I mean, this is as equal in a TVT as we're going to see, at least for the first couple of minutes here. Based on the timing here on the gas, looks like we are going to go at least have the potential for a Reaper here, but maybe not. It is going to be a Reaper out of Marine Lord and a Reaper out of BeastieQT. So we're going to go ahead and name this Aquamarine BeastieQT Reaper. We're going to name him the Reapist. Those sentenced to live out their days as Reapers that continue to commit petty crimes against the Terran are branded as Reapists. The Reaper bears the name as he was the first to have the nerve post-sentencing to victimize his fellow Terrans. So he is convicted for crimes against humanity. And the Red Reaper, on the other hand here, his name is going to be, as he pops out, let's get him followed there. His name is Reaper Epifanio. He has to get out of his barracks to make a person happy again. So Reaper Epifanio, sneaking on in here to see what is going on, is going to go ahead and try to make somebody happy. I don't know who, but this blue Aquamarine Terran is a Reapist, which means he's a huge jerk. KD8 charge, knocking that SCV forward. Nicely done, Reapist. He needs to be killed immediately here. And look at this little SCV micro. Good dodge on that KD8 charge by BeastieQT's Reaper the Reapist. And getting a kill is Marine Lord there. And same thing with BeastieQT. Both players losing an SCV, but neither of them lose their early Reaper. Both players are working on factories. They're getting reactors, and they're both expanding behind this. So nobody's planning any crazy one-base aggression at this point, which is always very nice to see in these games that go a little bit longer. We like the short ones, but the long ones, at least in my personal opinion, tend to bring us a little bit more entertainment. Starport coming in for both players as well. Hellions on the way for BeastieQT. Marine Lord is not doing any of that stuff, although the Reapist gets another kill, gets another SCV kill, knocking everybody back here. Is being fought off by Epifanio, though. Who's going to win this battle? The answer is going to be Epifanio gets the win, gets the Reaper kill, and an SCV kill. Pretty good so far, and still alive here at the 3-minute mark. Marine Lord now getting his own Hellions, a little bit behind BeastieQT's, but I don't think that will hurt him too much. Hellion versus Hellion with Reaper support. Oh, Marine Lord already had 2 out. I apologize. I saw those. I saw those coming out, was distracted by the Reapers. So 2... There we go. Hellions chasing them out, but nope, now there are 4 Hellions in on here, trying to sneak on in with the KD8 charge, and then Reaper Epifanio gets destroyed by these Hellions. Why didn't he burn? Why did he explode there? What killed him exactly? Is the death animation for Reapers when they get killed by Hellions not always burning? They always explode. Marine Lord is getting a Raven. He is worried about continued Widowmine production from his opponent. Or I guess beginning Widowmine production from his opponent, because he doesn't actually have any, or has made any to this point. And a Raven on the way from BeastieQT as well. So these players are really mirroring each other to as much as possible here in TVT. I'm very surprised to see nobody is really taking any diversions on any count. We don't see like I guess we are seeing tanks here from Marine Lord, whereas BCQT is not making tanks. Yeah, he's continuing with the Hellion production, so everything is a-okay that way. I do like tanks in TVT, especially with their buff, where they do extra damage versus armor. They're good against Reaper, or not Reapers, they're good against Marauders. And they are also, you know, just still pretty darn good against Bio in all forms, just because they do so much splash damage and Marines tend to clump on up. So here comes a little Hellion push out of BCQT, moving across the map here. There are some good Hellions ready to go. There's a tank on the high ground as well. It's actually sitting on the ramp for Marine Lord. Should be enough to chase these guys off. That first splash should be enough. We're waiting for a Viking and a Raven. So going to be some air battles here. Both players have the Viking and the Raven combination here. Moving out with his Hellions, he's going to see, oh, I am a little bit contained here. Tank sets up into siege mode automatically. Trying to bait some units into this tank is Marine Lord, and bam, he does. Tank Splash doing very well in this situation. 40 damage Splash versus everything. These guys armored, yeah, extra damage versus Vikings if they want to land, and Marine Lord's taking a third base behind this. All during this attack. Auto turret, I don't think did much damage there whatsoever, but BCQ decides it's time to go home. He can't really deal with that tank. Unfortunately, he's making a tank of his own, continuing that Viking production. And yeah, both players is pretty much even at this point. 43 and 43 harvesters respectively. Nobody has a lead. 350 resources lost by each player individually as well. Just completely matching up all across the board right now, and both players expanding and taking their third at virtually the same time. BCQT's is going to land here in the next few seconds, and Marine Lord's third base will be constructed in the next few seconds, assuming this Hellion can't take down that SCV. But no, BCQT's Hellion decides to retreat. Instead, does not want to go up there and see what mischief he can call. He just did a quick scout and then decides to head on back home. So both players are meching it pretty hard here. We got tanks, we got Hellions, we got Vikings, we got Ravens. No sign of Marines at all on the field. No Marines, no Marauders. It looks like mech versus mech might be this 3.8 game here for us today. Not something we saw a lot in patch 3.7. Mech just seemed a little bit untenable, but apparently the increase in damage to tanks, possibly the buff to Cyclones as well, might help here at the same time, but I don't see anybody actually making any Cyclones to this point. I have to imagine we will not see any in the future either. BCQT sneaking down with Hellions along this left side. We got Vikings, we got tanks, we got Ravens following them. Hellions are just so darn fast. 5.95 move speed compared to 3.15 move speed on those tanks. Setting up a scouting barracks is BCQT along that right side, trying to see stuff. That's not a great place to scout. There's no, you can't see anything from here, but that's a-okay. Hellions trying to move on in, pokes on in, does see what's up. Scouting barracks from Marine Lord sees this as well. It's going to get tossed out of the sky, possibly by these Vikings. Does anybody have upgrades yet? Nobody has any upgrades yet whatsoever. Blue Flame is on the way for Marine Lord, but here it is, Viking versus Viking. PDD up for both of these guys, and almost going to get that Viking. Takes out Marine Lord's Viking. Nicely done, BCQT. But chasing away here, Vikings are sacrificing themselves to slow down this pursuit, and BCQT decides it is time to head all the way home. Getting some shots off just on the nature of these angles here, trying to throw up some missile turrets, and Marine Lord just keeps pushing with these Vikings. If no one's going to stop him, he says, I might as well just come right on in and see what I can kill. I mean, they're not Phoenix, they can't lift anything. And there we go, finally landing the Vikings, although one shot seems to hit anyway, even though he hadn't quite landed yet. Gonna try to take out the scouting barracks. Air superiority is Marine Lord's right now, and the rest of his army coming to join them along the right side as well. So tank count is 4 to 5 in favor of Marine Lord. Slightly more on those numbers. Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way for Marine Lord as previously mentioned. And here we go, setting up with the tanks. Vikings in the air, tanks on both sides. Hellbats mixed in there as well. Tanks splashing on top of everything. All the Hellbats from Marine Lord are gone. BCQT trying to get in there, get on top of those tanks with them, but all his Hellbats are gone at the same time. Tank versus tank violence. It's always very strong in this situation. Trying to take down a few of those supply depots. There's a Thor here for BCQT. Marine Lord has a pretty good position here, taking down what he can, trying to get that supply on out. Viking versus Viking, and Marine Lord's air superiority is gone. SCV's coming in to try to attack as well, and actually doing pretty darn well, affecting some of the damage, and then there we go, cleaning him out is BCQT with that Thor. Support +1 has finished for those ground attack mechanical units there. And both players, third base up and running. Another Hellion run by attempted here. from BSTQT. Going to go ahead and try to get into this third base, but there are tanks in support. There are Hellbats as well, just waiting for that to happen here. Marine Lord trying to land his fourth base right now. And actually, no, the Hellions are able to slip in the backside while Marine Lord is trying to take down those rocks up on the top side. They do get 4 workers, maybe 5. There we go. 5 SCVs killed to this point. There have been 6 workers lost by each team. And both players are working on more tank production, getting upgrades for their mech units as well. And that is going to be a fusion core. I doubt it's going to be battle cruisers. I just don't know that they were buffed to the point that they're actually going to be usable. I mean, they were changed, right? So it's not energy. It's just a shared cooldown for the warp ability and the Yamato cannon. So maybe they have a bit more utility. But I imagine, I mean, the only thing that could else be for is for Liberators and their attack range upgrade for the ground for that defender mode circle. So we'll see. I don't know. It could be. It could actually be battle cruisers here out of BSTQT. So keep an eye on that one. Oh, he's got Liberators. Never mind. It's going to be for the advanced ballistics. Never mind. Disregard. Planetary Fortress here for Marine Lord with a couple tanks supporting and a couple missile turrets in great positions here at the 4th base. Thor using its attack to take down scouting barracks of Marine Lords. Thor is in the anti-air mode here. Thor's hammer, range of 7, damage of 33. There we go. Takes it out. Nicely done, our friend Thor. Trying to sneak around here are these Liberators, but again, there's just too much stuff all over the place here for Marine Lord. He has a nice spread on his side of the map. BSTQT has the same as well. Yep, there's the advanced ballistics upgrade for the Liberator. Coming on in, we got Hellbats. We have tanks. To the 4th base of BSTQT, setting up those tanks in siege mode. Is there any anti-air here whatsoever? Yes, Marine Lord does have some Vikings here. Tanks splashing on the refinery, killing some SCVs here as well. More Vikings swinging in. And setting up defender mode circle is BSTQT, trying to get rid of those Hellbats, almost killing one, but able to shove back the Terran army there. Another base, BSTQT taking his 5th along this left side, kind of down far away from the rest of his bases. A bit of a ninja expand, if you want to call it that. He has a wood mine here just to make sure anybody scouting this way does not actually catch up. Supply depot built by Marine Lord in the middle of Nowheresville. Gets absolutely burned to the ground by BSTQT. He had to know that was going to happen. That could not have been a surprise to him. Continued Thor production out of BSTQT. Resources lost has increased quite a bit since I last checked. It's about 5,900 for the Blue Terran, BSTQT, and about 4,600 for Marine Lord. Again, doing addition on air is not a good idea. Magfield launchers on the way. That does increase the range of the Cyclones. Do we have any Cyclones in the army for BSTQT yet? We do not. He must be planning on making them, though. I don't know why he'd get that upgrade if he wasn't. Hellions transforming into Hellbat mode. Hard to make Transformer sounds when your voice is almost gone here. Either way, Liberator setting up shop. No, tanks going into non-siege mode and pulling back out after they got scouted. Both players just kind of dancing. Nobody really wants to commit to anything at this point. Hellbats with +2 attack along with those tanks. Same thing over on BSTQT side. Both players are keeping up with their upgrades. Getting +3 vehicle and ship for Marine Lord and getting +1 air weapons for both of these players. Sneaky Hellion counterattack attempt at this 4th base here. But again, it's a planetary fortress. I just don't know how effective this is going to be. Widowmine killing one of them on the way over. Trying to stay not even worried about it. Just allowing the planetary fortress to kill whatever he wants to. And taking some SCVs with them there. So 4 SCVs killed at 69 to 72. 5th base is up and established for BSTQT, and this is not even a planetary fortress, so I'm not sure what that's all about. BSTQT has some Hellions here coming along the right side, but the bulk of Marine Lord's army is over here as well, and they just get massacred along with the Widowmine that was here as well. So pushing on this 4th base here is Marine Lord. There are Liberators setting up, though. Vikings need to come in and deal with those real fast, but defensive Vikings from BSTQT are here as well. BSTQT pushing into most of his army into the 4th base. No, the 3rd base of Marine Lord. I don't know if it's going to work out for Marine Lord at all. This 3rd base falls very quickly to the tanks and to these Hellbats with the Thors at the same time. And meantime, BSTQT able to hold on to this 4th. Super mega well. 18 SCVs getting killed here at this 3rd base. More and more getting burned alive. Still pushing into the natural here at the same time is the BSTQT. And yes, Marine Lord coming into the 4th. He's not going back home to try to save his stuff whatsoever. He's going to allow it to fail. We are looking at a base race between Beastie QT and Marine Lord. The 4th base does fall for Beastie QT there. Vikings clearing out all the Liberators in the sky. Missile turret trying to kill as many of these Vikings as possible. Doing a pretty good job, actually, with 2 kills to its name. Splitting up his units a little bit here is Beastie QT. Trying to chase that orbital command, does not want it flying on off, and accidentally scouts this 5th base that Marine Lord has up here in the top right as well. So he's going to be able to kill that very well at the same time. SCVs trying to move on in with Hellions, but Hellions and SCVs versus tanks and Thors, not a great combination. Not exactly very good either. Thor for Beastie QT trying to come in and save it, but tanks doing that extra damage versus armored really paying off there for Marine Lord. This one tank defending Beastie QT's base get blown out of the sky. Where do those Vikings go? Liberators defending here for Beastie QT, and Beastie QT, the remnants of his army, are here as well, killing some tanks. Thors from Marine Lord out at the same time, and a Liberator setting up to defend for Marine Lord are going to be able to save the day possibly here. Thors for Beastie QT trying to get outside of those circles, killing what they can. SCVs coming in to attack for Marine Lord as well, and finally Marine Lord kills everything out of there. Marine Lord finding another base of Beastie QT as he was shut down trying to attack into that natural, and Beastie QT coming in with some tanks, with some Hellions, with some Vikings and Liberators. No good micro there by Marine Lord, using his Thor to try to take down those Vikings and the Liberators, but no, landing the Vikings, taking out a tank. Incredible maneuver there indeed. Liberators trying to force Beastie QT's command center to land or get burned. It is getting saved by SCVs just a little bit here, and the repair does keep it alive. So both players losing a lot in the last couple of minutes. 55 SCVs killed. Wow, Beastie QT's lost a lot. 43 though have died for Marine Lord at the same time. So it's 33 to 38 Harvesters. Nobody really has much of an advantage on the other one right on now. Bottom left base by Beastie QT getting scouted by some tanks. Liberators here as well. Vikings trying to protect it by Beastie QT, but no, Beastie QT essentially loses his 5th base entirely. Liberators coming on in, trying to do what they can to clean this out, and doing a pretty good job of it, actually forcing Marine Lord back here as he's walking through some of these defender mode circles in a way that I feel like he would rather not. Continuing to chase Marine Lord away with a win of mine that is still alive here for Beastie QT. So Beastie QT is, what's he down to? 1, 2, 3, 4 bases, and essentially 3 for Marine Lord. I mean, I guess Beastie QT is still kind of mining from his main base, but Marine Lord lost that one. I feel like Marine Lord needs to push, needs to kill something. I don't know if he can catch back up in base count in the time that he needs to. So we're going to keep an eye on him. He is put in an aggressive situation where he's going to try to take out this 4th base by Beastie QT. I guess technically it's a... Is that a 6th base? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. That's going to be the 6th to the left of center here. But he's pushing. He's got tanks. He's got Vikings. He needs the Vikings because the Liberator count for Beastie QT is currently 6. And he can't deal with those with tanks and Hellbats at all. He has no Thors. He's going to have to use the Vikings to pick off those Liberators before they even know what's happening. And yes, excellent job. One dies very quickly. Another one possibly going to die here as well. He needs to target fire those Liberators very, very quickly. The tanks on the ground are going to deal with everything. As long as defender mode circles do not come up. Defensive Hellions or Vikings for Beastie QT coming in here as well as Viking versus Viking battle. I think Marine Lord is going to win this battle though, just barely, with 3 Vikings. 2 his name does force Beastie QT in full retreat from this 6th base. Checking to see that the 5th base was not reestablished, taking out refineries just in case. And he does manage to make that happen. Hellion run by here by Beastie QT at the 3rd, roasting up a lot of these SCVs, forcing them to pull away from the planetary fortress at the 4th base here. Oh, but taking those guys out versus mechanical. So yeah, look at that. Viking versus Hellion. They get that upgrade as well. So Viking's a little bit better in these mech. Their ground attacks much better than they used to be. Maybe that's something that Blizzard was intending to do at the same time. So it's 43 to 30 Harvesters. Beastie QT has more workers than Marine Lord, but only has effectively 1 mining base right now, and that has 1 mineral patch on it. So income for these guys, not great. Oh, 1,000 for each. Where the heck are we getting 1,000 for Beastie QT? Maybe this 3rd is doing a lot more than I thought. Another Hellion attempted run by here for Beastie QT on the way out. Marine Lord trying to land a replacement 5th base here, right of center, but there is a wood of mine preventing it from doing that. Raven on the way for BCQT. Both players are kind of sitting back and licking their wounds at this point. Hellion hold position to kill SCVs. Gets taken out by a tank here at the 4th base for Marine Lord. Hellion's again roasting up with this blue flame attack and +2 upgrades as well. Just killing so many SCVs. So many. Marine Lord has now lost 70 SCVs. BCQT has lost 63. It is 43 to 20 workers. BCQT has the lead again. BCQT trying to take that 4th basic. Nope. That army by Marine Lord is so big right now. So stinking big. Army value definitely bigger. It's about 2,700 for BCQT and about 6,000 for Marine Lord. He's got tanks on the ground. He's got a superior Viking force, 12 to 4. This might be the end of it for BCQT. I don't know if they can handle this at all. Some Hellions back here at the natural base getting cleaned out of Marine Lords, but the assault continues at the front for Marine Lord. Liberators will not save you this time, that's for sure. There are just too many. PDD gonna, yes, and actually using Hunter Seeker Missile. Nope, doesn't manage to hit there, and that's it. Good game from BCQT. BCQT is defeated, and Marine Lord is victorious in this TVT. So well done to both of these players. Fantastic display of mech. I hope we see more of this, honestly, in patch 3.8. The Viking upgrade seems to help. The Cyclone upgrade, the tank upgrade, really seems that Blizzard's trying to make mech a little bit more viable here, and it was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun one. I think what it came down to is Marine Lord recognized that he could have won that previous time he was attacking up here if he had more Vikings. So he just made more Vikings. Had enough of the ground army as well to roll over what BCQT had. Had good timing on when to shut down the bases that BCQT was trying to expand to, while at the same time able to expand to and keep his extra bases as well. So just excellent job by both of these players, but our Terran player from Millennium gets the win today. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.